Alex Eala believed she was departing the United States with a noteworthy triumph. However, the discourse was drastically altered by what transpired next. She is once again at the center of tennis thanks to an unexpected statement, an incredible $1 million offer, and unavoidable emotions. What precisely took place behind the scenes, then? And why is Alex Eala currently the subject of so many conversations? This isn't just hype anymore. This is a superstar's actual ascent to fame. Stevie, what most impressed you? Simply looking at the list of competitors she defeated in this competition. You know, this wasn't a coincidental title. Defeated Queen Wen Zhang, Leylah Fernandez, the champion from the previous year, and Svitolina Osaka Pegula. She had an incredible week with all these victories and a decisive title to cap it off. On your path to a title, it's always good to have a stress-free third set. And this will only make Eala mania worse. I'm not sure how it will grow, but it's just the way it is. It simply is. Nike has long been known for identifying excellence before the rest of the world does. The business has never put off investing in athletes until they have achieved international fame. And some of the biggest names in sports history have come from using that tactic. Whoa. Guys, order from Nike at last. How did it feel to develop a uniform with Nike that featured the Philippine national flower? That's really awesome. To be honest, I was surprised by that. I received the presentation of the Sampita idea that my agent had created that evening. It was around 2 nights before my Wimbledon match. It was really lovely. I thought the underlying message was excellent. I thought it was a perfect fit for me, and I was extremely fortunate to be able to perform at the center. For me, the stars lined together. I mean, given Alex Eala's outstanding results in the US, they would still be in alignment today. Many tennis enthusiasts think the massive sportswear company might be getting ready to make a statement once more. Music. Given how quickly Eala's fame has grown, rumors and general conjecture have fanned discussions that Nike may be trying to enhance her endorsement deal. You played Alex Eala in Dubai last year, I believe. You kind of gave her credit for expanding tennis's appeal in other nations. I just want to know what it's like to see someone like him develop tennis in the Philippines, where the sport hasn't really had much of a history. No, I think it's fantastic for the sport and for every player. She is undoubtedly in the forefront in that area, but I believe it opens up new perspectives. I mean, after my match with her in Dubai, a few or even a large number of Filipinos came to cheer me on simply because of what I had said about Alex. And I found it to be very awesome, and I believe that's absolutely. The mounting buzz indicates something that is getting harder to ignore, even though no official announcement has confirmed the specific information being debated online. People no longer see Alex Eala as a young person with potential and promise. Brands are aware that momentum like this seldom waits for anyone, and she is quickly becoming as one of the most talked about young stars in all of women's tennis. Okay, so let's briefly discuss Eala's match against Music Pegula before focusing solely on the run. She defeated Pegula and Svitolina, after all. She took everyone out, after all. What did you see about her that contributed to this tournament's remarkable run and eventual championship? I mean, the change I've witnessed over the past several years, and particularly in the past year, I'm seeing her more. First of all, she's an excellent competitor. She therefore has a mindset of always focus, every ball on the court. Naturally, that abrupt increase has spurred another discussion on social media, with fans arguing whether or if some WTA tour players are growing uneasy about the amount of attention I am getting. No athlete has acknowledged feeling envious in public. However, this hasn't stopped fans from contrasting the intense enthusiasm with the rather subdued response from a number of well-known celebrities. Every interview, every highlight, and every new conversation about sponsorship appears to intensify those arguments. From a financial standpoint, it is easy to see why Nike would want to improve ties with a player whose popularity seems to be growing every week. Trophies and rankings are no longer the only factors used in modern sports marketing. Businesses also assess personality, marketability, worldwide appeal, fan engagement, and the capacity to motivate completely new audiences. Over the past few months, Alex Eala has made impressive progress on each of those fronts. Her tale has grown beyond the game of tennis. She stands for a new generation of Southeast Asian athletes who are demonstrating their ability to contend with the sport's established titans. With every accomplishment she makes draws millions of fans who were previously uninterested in professional tennis. Because it opens up new markets, increases television viewership, boosts item sales, and boosts social media engagement. That type of audience is extremely important. Which are all very important to international brands. Gets better than this. I refer to her individual journey. What she accomplished could not have been directed by Christopher Nolan. 3 of the best seeds, correct? As she defeats 4-time major winner Osaka. She overcomes Filipina, the penultimate WTA 1000 champion, the reigning champion in Fernandez, and the top seed in the championship match after falling behind by a set. Yes. And to win the title by defeating Pegula in the last set, 6. She had a lot of success in that third set. And I'm simply thinking about the players she defeated during this competition. Her ability to absorb and effectively harness the strength of powerful opponents like Qin Wen and Naomi Osaka is another thing that truly amazed me. It's also important to keep in mind that Nike has created their empire by spotting situations just like these. Companies frequently act swiftly before the market value increases more when an athlete starts to captivate people worldwide. It can be costly to wait too long, particularly if rival companies decide they want the same athlete. The timing alone explains why so many people think conversations concerning Eala's business future are unavoidable, regardless of the veracity of the present reports. The fact that this debate is taking place while Alexa is only just starting her career makes the issue much more intriguing. Eala's ceiling is still mostly unknown, in contrast to several well-known champions who have already attained their commercial peak. She gains new admirers with each competition she wins. Her reputation is bolstered by each unexpected triumph, and the conviction that her finest tennis may still be years distant is strengthened by each assured performance. That's the exact reason the internet debate won't go away. Fans are responding to more than just one outstanding tennis week. They are responding to the possibility that they are seeing the emergence of the next big thing in the sport. And the competition goes well beyond the tennis court any time that option arises. Sponsors, broadcasters, advertisers, and any business that wants to be connected to the next big star before everyone else notices it into a race. About a month ago, Alex Eala participated in the Bad Berg competition doubles. I was just wondering how you felt about her as a person and as a player. Yes, we got off to a fantastic start. We had a great time playing together, and I'm hoping to get the opportunity to do it again. As a squad, I believe we might perform exceptionally well if we were given the opportunity to play frequently. And the financial ramifications might just be getting started if the rumors about Nike prove to be accurate. Because a single endorsement contract isn't the whole tale. It is about how rapidly Alex Eala's success is changing the discourse surrounding women's tennis and why each win she achieves makes the tennis industry as exciting as the matches itself. As fans continue to support the budding star, Alex Eala's increasing popularity has grown to be one of the biggest tales in tennis. The most recent topic of conversation follows reports of Alex Eala's pink Nike uniform being in high demand, which sparked intense debate in the tennis world and raised concerns about her fast-growing prominence on and off the court. This discussion is particularly intriguing because it is no longer limited to rankings, match outcomes, or tournament draws. Rather, people are now focusing on something that frequently tells us as much about an athlete's future as their on-court achievements. The topic of sports business has come up. And that usually indicates one thing when that occurs. Businesses think they have an athlete whose worth is increasing more quickly than almost anyone anticipated. Eala's striking pink Nike attire swiftly became one of the most talked about items of clothing from a previous run, with many fans actively looking for the same look after watching her compete, according to rumors going around among tennis enthusiasts. Even while Nike hasn't disclosed any changes to Eala's endorsement contract or publicly confirmed any sales numbers, the internet response has been sufficient to feed popular conjecture that, should the Filipina star's momentum continue, the corporation may eventually strengthen its association with her. It's fantastic that a single player can effectively bridge the gap between a sport and a country that may not have previously had such representation. I'm not sure, but I believe you already know that she's a simple person to be a fan of. I adore playing in such settings. I had a great time in Dubai, and I would definitely like to play against her in a different setting. Because even if people aren't supporting you, it's still a lot of fun and gives me the impression that you're competing in something like the World Cup or a basketball game. And that's awesome, in my opinion. Because this is precisely how big sports brands frequently function, that conjecture has only grown more intense. They hardly ever wait to increase their investment until an athlete has won many Grand Slam championships. Rather, they search for indications that a player is starting to captivate fans from various nations, demographics, and social media platforms. Companies are aware that waiting could let a competitor brand take the lead once it becomes impossible to ignore those indications. That's exactly the kind of excitement Alex Eala seems to be creating. She seems to meet new fans at every tournament, music, and each outstanding performance sparks new discussions that go well beyond tennis. Her strong ground strokes and poise under duress are no longer the only things that fans talk about. They are talking about her character, her path from the Rafael Nadal Academy, her relationship with fans, and even her court attire. Because it turns an athlete into a well-known public figure, that is precisely the kind of attention that international businesses aspire to, as opposed to just another tour competition. Music. What's interesting is that Eala's business seems to be expanding at about the same rate as her tennis career. Sponsorship opportunities typically grow over a number of seasons, but the conversations about Eala feel very different. Every successful tournament seems to increase visibility rather than make a tiny advancement, which has led many fans to think that far greater endorsement chances may ultimately present themselves. Every point she plays is really focused and intense. She deserves praise since it's difficult to achieve that. We can tell players sometimes, and I've experienced it myself at times. Whoop, I go from a point oh what? All right. Wait, whoa. She doesn't do that, then. She never loses focus. That's so fantastic that she did that. First of all, she has an incredible mental side. Secondly, she acquired the skill of playing as a lefty. And in my opinion, that's incredibly crucial since we can now clearly see that she is aware of her tendencies. She will go slice broad on the advertising side. To make sure she has a forehand, she will shift slightly to the left and right. Naturally, that has also sparked additional conversation on social media. Some fans have started speculating that one of the sport's youngest budding stars may not be delighted to receive so much attention from established players. It is crucial to note that WTA players have not publicly acknowledged feeling envious of Eala. However, many fans believe that when one athlete starts making headlines, it's inevitable to compare them to other athletes, and those comparisons frequently spark contentious discussion. Tennis is hardly the only sport that exhibits this tendency. There are times in every major sport when a new player unexpectedly steals the show. Almost overnight, the discourse changes. The newcomer receives more coverage from broadcasters. Sponsors are more visible. Additionally, every highlight involving the athlete appears to be rewarded by social media algorithms. Fans start to wonder if they are seeing the next big thing. Others question whether the excitement is building too fast. These divergent viewpoints generate precisely the kind of coverage that keeps an athlete in the news. Situations like these are more than simply fascinating tales for Nike. They stand for commercial prospects. Athletes with the ability to sway consumer decisions, especially with younger audiences, are the target of fierce competition from international sportsier firms. Brands quickly identify this emotional connection as one of the most effective kinds of marketing when fans start wanting to dress like their favorite player, wear identical sneakers, or reproduce a full on-court outfit. Alexa more than proved herself this past week in Washington, D.C., and I don't want to see any more people minimizing her success or labeling her as overhyped.